Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep on the consoles. So in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you what spawns in, what doesn't spawn in, and what to do if you're lacking in resources. So if you're running out, then stay tuned and let's jump into this one. So then rocks is up first, and basically you can run around and pick these up, or you can hit the rock nodes with your pickaxe and gather some rocks, but just bear in mind that they won't spawn back in, so use them wisely. Although I have never had the issue of running out of rocks, I'm just letting you be aware that they will not be spawning back in. So another thing that's going to follow along with rocks, and that is going to be clay deposits. They won't spawn back in also. You'll have to swim in the ocean to get these ones, but harvest them the same with your pickaxe and collect them. And just be warned, these will not spawn in either. You'll get about 2 or 3 nodes to each island roughly, and they're really hard to find, these ones, so use them wisely. But fear not, I have a trick up my sleeve, so stay tuned for the end. Crates is another one that will not spawn back in. They spawn in on shipwrecks, and once you've picked them up and looked inside, or for that matter just picked them up, they will not spawn back in. And if you have looked inside and seen what's in there, there's a way of getting super rare loot, and I've made a video, so check that one out if you're lacking rare loot for those crates. Palm trees are not going to spawn back in, so if you cut them down they won't respawn, and nor will these small pine trees. And you're going to think, I need wood and I want a nice beautiful island. Then what you want to do is not cut down the trees on your island, and you want to go to the other remote islands like in the distance and cut their trees down and bring them back to your home island. That way you can sort of have a nice pretty island like I do. Well, sort of. It needs a little spruce up, but it has trees nonetheless, so arguments aside. Another thing that isn't going to spawn back is all the plants. So you got the aloe plant, you have these fruit looking kuru fruit things, you have some other fruits, some PP plants, and there is a few other plants that I can't think of off the top of my head, but they won't spawn in if you pick them. So just be warned, and I'll show you how to get over this. There's planks, scrap and tarp, that sort of thing will not spawn in. Also, just in the background there's that driftwood pile, that's not going to spawn in. So all these things, just be aware of how you use them. Coconuts isn't going to spawn in either. So once you chop your coconuts out of the tree or pick them, they're not going to spawn back in. So if you look after your plants, not really like I've done here, these are drier than a nun's doodah. What you want to do is get farming early on and look after your plants. That's all I can say. And the pippy plants that I just showed are vital at the beginning, because if you get poisoned you're going to need them. I've made a video on poisoning if you want to check that out if you get poisoned and don't know what the hell you're doing, because we've all started there. We all had to start somewhere. And another early game thing you want to start, it's not an early game but you want to get it going as early as you can, and that's potatoes. Farm up some potatoes because you can use that for fuel. So yeah, I recommend getting a farming plot going nice and early, and that way you can pick your plants and not worry about them running out. Also, don't forget to water them like I didn't just here. You can use a clay flask for that, that's the best thing to use, or you can use a water skin, or even the coconut flask as I did in the beginning. Honestly, I did water these once. So here we go, moving on. Crabs, we're going to move on to the food now. I know plants are food, but you know, crabs, they will not respawn. So just be careful, leave a couple of crabs, because there is an achievement collecting 2 of each land animal and then sailing it into a storm. So one to watch out for. Crabs is not gonna respawn, but they're a good early game to go around and gather a few crabs for some quick and easy food. Along those lines as well, boars and snakes, they're not gonna respawn either, so you're gonna need 2 boars and 2 snakes also for the Noah's Ark challenge or trophy, whatever it's called. 2 of each, that's the one. So yeah, just be careful of boars also, because they do have their ragdolling moments, and I don't know why else, but when you get them out of the water or when you transport them, they kind of give a little jiggle, sort of like a Molly Cyrus twerk. It's kind of awkward when you're trying to skin them. Moving on, shall we? What's the next one, quick? Seagulls, they're gonna spawn in, and they're gonna spawn in flocks, literally. Look at them. And how are you gonna get a spear up there, you're asking? Well, you don't. You just set one of these snares, and you can grab yourself unlimited amounts of seagull. And if you want, you can just chuck 2 flares up. Why do I keep saying flares? Snares. You can chuck 2 bird snares out, and yeah, double your amounts. Nice and easy meat there. And meat isn't the only thing these seagulls are going to give you. So if you find your island has nice rocks in the middle like these bad boys, you can climb up them, and then voila, you have yourself some bird eggs. But make sure you cook them, because eating them too much of them too raw gives you the squirts. So just make sure you cook them first. Oh wait, never mind. Bats is another one. We've all had enough of these, and how you want to take these out is probably with a nuke. Nah, I'm just playing with you. As you can see here, I light up the sky. There's a bat on that tree right there. You'll see him fly off. There you go. So what you want to do is just keep an eye on these nighttime, and then they will land on the palm trees. And then all you got to do is throw a snare at them if you want. Nah, throw a spear at them, and then yeah, do your business. Cut them up and stick them on the barbie. What harm are they gonna do, right? Moving on swiftly. Another thing you can munch on harmless is sharks and other fish, and these will keep respawning in, so they're just going to keep spawning in endlessly. So all you got to do is drag them onto land, and make sure you collect your spears back from them. Some of them take a lot of spears. It depends on your hunting level, I think. And also what you can do is have a bit of fun with them. You can toss them up in the air, so hold L2 and then tap R2 on PlayStation to throw them miles and have a good bit of fun before you skin them. They also don't spoil. So moving on to the plants that do respawn, there's not many. It is the yucca plant or yucca tree, however you want to talk about this fella. But yeah, hit them as soon as you see them, because they will respawn after 2 days. The same with these things, the young palm fronds, they're going to spawn in. So even if you're not collecting them, just run up and give them a tap, and then they will fall on the floor, not despawn, and then in 2 days time you'll have another bunch to gather. And I'd recommend using these for your fires and your water steels, because then you don't have to go heavy on your wood. So then, if you're really struggling and you want to spawn more stuff in, you can kind of cheat and use the Cartographer in the main menu, and then you can build your own island and spawn whatever the hell you want on it. So you could spawn plants, trees, rocks, planks, tarp, any materials you want. It's nice and easy. although there is a disclaimer, you can't do the island you're on, you can do all the islands around. Just be careful, look into this before you do it. I'll have to make a video on it, but whatever you do, do not delete the whole map, or do not change the seed, because I think that does delete the whole map you're playing on and it will ruin your game. So just be careful about doing this. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, then drop a like. Don't forget to share it with your friends. I appreciate it massively. Thanks for all your support. Turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any more, and check out my other tutorials. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Take care.